Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Duo Esports Season 6 Tower Dive. I'm your host, Dota. Joining me today is everyone's favorite chef, Voslo, Big Black Rainbows, Team Captain, ADC for Solar Phoenix, Pawn Sacrifice White, Tommy two-time GPCS mid laner, and the only person to ever think that switching from jungle to top lane was a good idea, Aiden.
Yeah, that's facts.
So we're currently entering the week 4 of play, so we've seen quite a bit from the teams, players individually, etc. The league's kind of settled a bit. What team or player has been the biggest surprise so far this season? Can either be good or bad. I'll go with you first, Tommy.
Can I say AOP?
It's a little toxic. I assume that's a bad surprise? Or is that a good surprise?
That's a well.
What?
That's a bad surprise.
Okay.
Yeah,
To be fair, I do know some of those people personally. They had conflicting schedules. One person had a Western Coast time zone, and the people on the Eastern Coast, which was the other 4 people, just wanted to schedule practice at a time where the person on the West Coast was incapable of playing, and it made some scheduling conflicts. And they decided that it would be best to just bow out immediately.
Gotcha. So on a serious note, I'm gonna do Galaxy Gaming Dragons. So I believe they were the last team to sign up for Duo Season 6. When they applied and they submitted their roster and we did the whole reveal stream, I didn't know a single name on the team, and I personally thought they were just going to be like some scrub ragtag team. And so far, they're tied for second place in the Baron division, which says a lot considering that could be argued to be the more difficult of the 2 divisions. They're sitting at 3-1. Again, I didn't know any of them, and they're doing pretty well. So I'd say that's probably my biggest surprise.
Okay. Yeah. No. Solid answer. Mr. Rainbows, you want to go?
Yeah, so my guys are going to be the Rift Dragons. When the review came out, I didn't recognize any of their players, and I believe some of you guys said that this was a relatively new team. And through the games that I've casted, the games that I've watched with them, and their overall standings at 4-0, tied for second in the Dragon division, I think theirs are my standout team.
Okay. Awesome. Voslo, you want to go?
Yeah, I wanted to also agree with GGD here. I know that the mid laner was actually one of the best mid laners playing last season from RUE. His name was Kaizo, then is now Kakari. He's actually done great. He's actually done quite well moving forward for that team, and has been impressive to say the least. And also, I will mention that GGD not only was one of the last people to sign up, but they signed up with no actual roster and picked up players from the server after they had already paid and got ready to join the league. So they did it in like 3 days and are just playing this well with just scraps. And frankly, that's damn impressive.
That's a big flex.
That's 100%. Yeah. Like, I wish I had that confidence. I would absolutely never give more than a quarter without having a team. But that's just me playing it safe. Aiden, your thoughts?
I'd probably give it to Galaxy Gaming Dragons as well, just because they have Kaizo, and that's like the only player I know.
Oh my
And
God.
I know he actually, so everyone is like super fucking horny for a mid laner, TK. Everyone knows that. Totemax9, the gatekeeper of Duo.
Mhm.
But
TK!
actually, his dumbass got solo killed by Kaizo's Fizz last season. So
That's where the
I think we have to
PTSD's from.
permaban. Yeah, we have to permaban Fizz against those guys, or TK's gonna get fucking destroyed. So
Damn.
I heard
I'm
you're
excited
supposed
to
to. I heard
scrub
you're supposed to ban.
Galaxy
You're supposed to
Gaming.
pick Master Yi against TK though. From that interview, that's his tilt.
That-
that's true. Dude, Golem exposed him so hard.
Yeah, right.
He really did.
Master Yi mid incoming.
Alright, so I'm going to have to go with Solar Phoenix. So kind of the same reason they came into the league unknown. I don't think anyone, except for Jadway, was really in the league beforehand. But then they've done the same thing. They're super good right now. They've beat EQ Eclipse, Galaxy Gaming Dragons, and Fight Club. Sitting at a 4-0. And, I mean, they did get the FF win against Always On Point. But, I mean, they probably would have won anyway. So, 4-0. They're tied with Pawn Sacrifice Black. Game's been far from clean, but still 4-0. That's nothing to be sad about. So that'd be my pick for the little surprise here. Definitely a good surprise, especially if you're on the Solar Phoenix team. So,
Can
We're
confirm.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with the next question. I'm gonna go with the air quote. Which sister team, air quote, has been the more disappointing sibling? So we have two sister teams. We have Pawn Sacrifice Black and White, and then Equilibrium Storm and Eclipse. Both are, one in Dragon, one in Baron. I guess we'll go with. Let's see, who would have very little bias. We'll go with you, Voslo, first.
Ooh, so coming out of the gate, this one's a little hard for me. I have kind of little jokes for both of them, but I think I'm gonna go with PSW mostly because well, hold on. EQE was kind of unknown to us. Same thing with EQS. So Pawn Sacrifice has a notoriety in this league. So you come in with the name and you kind of have a higher expectation that is brought upon you. So, and obviously things are not going as well as one would plan. So I'm going to have to edge it out to PSW in that regard just because, you came from PSB, you came from Pawn Sacrifice, and you got the name, and it's just you're still doing well, but you're not doing as good as I want that name to be. Maybe you just need Omari too.
Oof.
Oof. All right, Rainbows, your
Alright.
thoughts?
I'm gonna have to agree with Voslo on
Come on, man.
for pretty much the same exact reasons. Not necessarily the games that I casted with you guys with PSW aren't necessarily bad. Like the proactivity, the vision coverage, the overall team rotations aren't a bottom to mid tier team. It's just the name that's associated with you guys. Like you said, the Pawn Sacrifice kind of banner that flies over both teams is probably the most unfortunate circumstance for that team. So I'm gonna go with them.
A little pause when you try to think of the nice word. No.
Yeah, I didn't want to say disappointment. So
No, 100%. All right, another surely unbiased opinion, Tommy.
So I personally think that both teams have been sort of a disappointment to their undefeated sister teams. However, I'm on PSW. I want to hold myself accountable. I'm gonna say PSW. Shocker, I know. So Sheer during the team reveals, he held us very high in regards to how we would relate to the other teams. He predicted us to be top 2 in our division, and so far we're only sitting in 4th place, 2-2. I also personally haven't spent enough time looking up into the EQE roster. I've just seen their match results. I haven't seen the actual gameplay. So far, they seem to live and die by the early game. As soon as they flop in the early game, they just slowly just roll over and die. Compared to EQS, which is undefeated in our group, we played against them in a different league a few months ago with an entirely different roster, and they still stomped our shit in. But I'm going to say PSW personally because I think we can do better. I know we can do better. We're starting to take different actions to improve our gameplay. So hopefully we'll be able to step it up and climb the division.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. As the successful older brother who's currently going to med school, Pawn Sacrifice Black, Aiden, what's your thoughts?
Swear to
Yo,
God.
I don't like to call PSB and PS White like brothers, always look at one is always more successful, because I think, in completely unbiased opinion, the EQ sister team is a lot more disappointing. And my reasoning is, this is very solid reasoning. You can't doubt me on this. We've smacked the fuck out of the EQS sister team, and Pawn Sacrifice White beat us in a scrim. So I think that makes them the better team, if I'm being honest. Because we played against the EQ sister team, and we actually just ran it down on them, and they lost all their towers in 20 minutes. So I think if PS White, EQS is a fucking... It's a good org. They know what they're doing. They probably have coaches and shit. If Pawn Sacrifice White just takes the time and practices more and do what they need to do, then I feel like they can definitely be top 2 in their division.
No.
They have the players to do it. I know they have the players to do it.
Yeah.
is that low-key shade thrown at Tommy right there?
No,
No.
I know.
I said we beat EQ very hard, and Pawn Sacrifice have beaten us in a scrim before. Pawn Sacrifice White, so
No,
that means
solid
they
reasoning.
definitely, yeah, exactly. Can't beat that reasoning.
Yeah, so my thoughts, I think a lot of what's killing Pawn Sacrifice Y is the roster swaps, changes, subs, whatever you want to call it, killing their synergy. Um, so I guess if you want to look at, because I don't think Eclipse has really had too many subs roster changes so far this season. So if we're going off of, like, I guess a management standpoint, probably Pawn Sacrifice White, just because I don't know if players can't get there on time or if maybe.
Well, I can
Not
give some
working out.
insight to that if
Oh,
you
really?
want.
I have no idea. How?
Well, okay, so when we first joined Pawn Sacrifice back in I want to say it was almost like November, maybe December. We decided we were going to do Pawn Sacrifice White. We picked up. We had Vanish. I don't remember if you remember Vanish
Yep.
from. Yeah, he was our mid laner. I was the top laner, and jungler was. I believe it was Charizard.
No,
Actually,
it was me. It was me when we first started, dude.
Oh, it was. Yeah, that's right. It was.
I actually was
then-
on Pawn Sacrifice White when it first
That's
started.
right. That's right. And then Sheer basically was like, "I want Aiden. He's better top lane than me. I'll go to jungle. I'll role swap, whatever." So then we had Charizard. Charizard didn't work out, and then we basically were looking for a jungler for a while. And at the time, our bot laner was Aqua and Daddy Zillion, which Zillion is still a sub/main starter support for our team. He's been very helpful. He's been showing up, giving inputs such as that. However, Pawn Sacrifice Black had a instance with their AD carry and needed to find someone, which we brought in Peanut for the EQL league. And then there was this whole instance where I wanted to swap to mid lane. I wasn't comfortable in top lane. I didn't think I could impact the game like I wanted to, which I feel a lot of top laners complain about.
True.
Yeah. So then we picked up Villain in Glasses. We had Aqua for a while, and then we found Kiri, which Kiri joined our organization, and Kiri is an animal. I absolutely love playing with the guy. And I've known Peanut for 3 or 4 years. He wanted to play with me. He wanted to play with Kiri. So eventually we swapped Peanut into our team. Aqua went to Black for a while. Then Shrimp came back. It was a bunch of weird stuff happened. But the main problem was we didn't have a jungler. And the jungle position is very critical, and I want to say in this meta, besides mid lane, and we didn't have a jungler that was, I don't want to say reliable and showing up, but someone that was consistently showing up. And right now we do have one, but it's also a little different because he's playing in 2 other leagues, which are ending soon. So eventually he'll be able to be more focused on just Pawn Sacrifice. We can really just start grinding. But for now, fingers crossed, roster should be locked. Shouldn't see any more subs for a while unless Kiri can't make it and we got to throw in Zillion. But fingers crossed, that should be it.
Well, yeah, there you have it, folks. So, there's your answer. What is it? The retribution will be swift, right? Wasn't that the quote?
Something like that.
So, Pawn Sacrifice White.
They will
Be-
Smurf soon, bro.
Yeah.
They will smurf soon. Yeah.
Smurfing soon, yes. All right, so let's go on to, I guess, question 2B, we'll call it. Now, if you're going to take those sister teams, so EQS, EQE, PSB, PSW, and you're going to create a super team, what team, what players, what are your 5? Who are you going to take from where? Are you going to leave it the same? We'll go with you, Aiden, first.
I mean, is it biased or toxic to say I'd just take PSW?
No, if that's your answer, that's fine.
I mean,
What do
I
you
guess I
mean?
don't know
What do you mean?
too much about EQ whatever it is.
No.
EQE, is
Oh,
it?
no, I'm saying if you combined the players from Pawn Sacrifice Black and White, or
Oh,
EQ
black and white. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
like who would be your super team? What's your 5?
I thought you meant like EQE and Pawn Sacrifice white.
No.
Yo,
What's
shit.
The
what's
question
your-
was weirdly worded. I'll give
Yeah,
you that.
it was.
But-
Sorry,
Worded.
that's my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. God
what's-
damn it, Dodie.
If you're gonna combine the 2 sister teams,
Do you want to come back to him?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Right, if
come
you
back to me. That's
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead, Voss.
I think I would take. I like PSB's bot lane. I think Shrimp is probably one of the better, if not the best AD carry in the league. Omari's been quite well for him, but I think depending on the games as it is, I would probably take Kiri. For the most part, I think Totemax is probably the best mid laner. I don't think it's really contestable. I don't really. Sheer hasn't done too much to impress me just yet, but maybe I'm just not paying too much enough to his jungle pathing, but I also don't know enough about PSW's jungler, so that one's kind of a toss-up for me. I want to give it to the PSW jungler just because I want Sheer to be mad, and honestly, that fuels me. So I'm going to do that. And oh god, we have the Ribbon One trick and PSW's top laner, whom I don't. Hold on. I can look it up.
Villain in glasses.
Oh, it's Villain? I'm going to take Villain. Fuck you, Kaze.
You're really toxic, dude.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So there's Voss's answer.
It's okay, Voss. I see how
Tommy,
it is.
your thoughts?
I like this
So, I think I was gonna. I decided to do PSB and PSW also again because I don't know most of the EQE roster. I do know the the EES roster, like Jules and Mercedes, stuff like that. They're really good, but I decided to do PSW and PSB just personally because I know the rosters. I know how they mesh and such. At the moment, I think that for PSW, our strongest portion of our team is the bot lane, Peanut and Kiri. Whereas I personally think they hold a slight edge over Omari and Shrimp. Personally, not just on soul skill, but because I know Shrimp took a short hiatus and they'd been using different AD carries to fill for a while in this league and also in other leagues. So my roster for Pawn Sacrifice, if that was the roster name, it would be Aiden in the top lane, it'd be Sheer in the jungle, TK in the mid lane, Peanut, and Kiri in the bot lane.
Okay, I like it. Nice little swap. All right, Rainbows, your thoughts?
All right, so I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Since I've been in this server like 2 months, probably at the most, I have no clue how any of these rosters work. So I'm gonna kindly not answer that question because I have absolutely no idea how any of this is gonna work.
Okay. Well, how about this? If you had to pick one player the best out of the Pawn Sacrifice rosters, who do you
Bruh.
think's the best?
All right,
Shut up,
bruh. You're just gassing TK. What are you doing?
Hey, you
Man knows.
don't know what the man's answer's gonna be.
TK's ego is already huge, dude.
Yeah, right?
Of course his
So-
ego's huge. I see what he does on Zed. God damn.
I'd hate to boost his ego, but his stats every game are pretty fucking impressive. So yeah, sorry TK.
That was a loaded question.
Hey, it's not my fault. That's the answer, okay? TK, make sure you like this video, share it to your friends. Aiden, your answer now.
I mean, I love my PS White boys. I mean, I'm gonna do PSB and PS White again, but I love my PS White boys. But at the same time, they're a much newer team, and Pawn Sacrifice Black has won like multiple leagues together, and I feel like even trading out one player worth of synergy would make it such a weaker team. So I feel like if you're looking to create a super team, this sounds really egotistical, but if you want the strongest team you can make with those players, synergy is the most important thing in that situation. So I think just keeping the rosters the same as they are is the strongest you could really make it.
Yeah, so just...
Counter
'Cause
argument.
the synergy of these players is just like
Counter argument.
Okay.
me and PSB have been together for so long. Like the
So
team is just
then-
tight-knit.
You say that, but you've been winning without Shrimp for how long?
Yeah, but like that's we've been using Dota, and Dota's just a fucking smurf, bro.
You
Like,
used Aqua, you've used Peanut.
yeah, but ADC is the only role that's really been
Garbage
talked about
role.
a lot. It is a garbage role.
Yeah, big
And
facts. Big facts.
Highly can confirm ADC sucks.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Nah,
Counter argument.
top lane sucks, bro.
Wait, counter argument. What if you just clone TK 4 more times and you just ran at him only?
Oh yeah, TK. No, that would actually tilt him because
PSTK.
the real TK would want all the
it's a
fucking
thing.
kills,
Yeah.
and all the clone TKs would be flaming him because they
Yeah.
want the kills.
Then
too.
you're gonna have 5 people screaming, mine, 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 mine. When
No, then we'd have 5 fucking Magi's at 20 minutes.
yes.
Yeah, but everybody would be dead and they'd win.
No, because then they'd rage quit because they didn't get all the farm and kills.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright,
TK,
well,
5 TKs would be detrimental because he'd outfarm himself and he'd starve himself off the map.
How do you outfarm yourself? Oof.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to give my answer here, which I think is just a bad question. I mean, honestly, you got the current reigning champions, Pawn Sacrifice Black, and with probably like another 9-10 weeks, they'll be the 2-time champion of Duo Esports.
Whoa, Dota.
Whoa,
That's
he's
it.
putting it
I
out there.
said it
Put some money
two-time.
on the table.
2-time, back to back, baby.
Two-time.
Running it back, running the
Frosty.
table. All right.
Go on, Frosty. Letting him know that you're splitting the pot again.
So I don't see making any changes, swaps between PSW, PSB. The only thing I would say is maybe copy their EQL roster because they have this young up-and-coming ADC named I Played Dota Twice, currently undefeated, in EQL, also currently undefeated in Stellar Drift League. The man's a
Dude,
monster.
you can't call yourself young, dude. You have like 2 kids. Come on.
Three. That's not the point of the story, though. The man's undefeated in multiple leagues. I would say I've never seen anything like it, but I have watched Double Lift, so I've seen one other guy like him, and his name was Double Lift. So that's the only change I'd make to the PSB roster. Personally.
Yo, go EQ Shadow.
Alright, so final question, boys. What match this weekend upcoming, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. EST, twitch.tv/duoesports. Had to plug it. Which match this weekend are you guys going to consider the match of the week? We'll go back to you, Aiden.
I don't know what matches are this week. Can you give me?
Oh my God, whose man is this?
Unprepared.
Hold on, I will send him the
Dude.
doc, and
This-
this man.
Alright,
can-
Tommy, you go. Tommy, you go while this man learns to read.
Yeah, thank you.
I said, well, one of them's off stream, which I'm very, very sad about how that turned out, which is Solar Phoenix versus PSB. Both of them are 4-0 in the Baron division,
Mhm.
and one of them's going to take over first place. But unfortunately, we won't get to see that unless you spectate that or you guys randomly decide to stream it for everyone. But for on-stream games, I think it's also going to be featuring PSB, which is against Galaxy Gaming Dragons. Galaxy Gaming Dragons at 3-1, Pawn Sacrifice Black at 4-0. So either we see Pawn Sacrifice Black go up to 5-0, or we see a tie for first with Pawn Sacrifice Black and Galaxy Gaming Dragons at 4-1.
Yeah, no, I like that answer a lot. Rainbows. Thoughts?
I have 2 answers as well. I'm gonna side with Tommy and say the PSB versus Solar Phoenix because I'm a tad bit biased. I think that's a really strong game. Unfortunately, is off stream. The on-stream choice though is gonna be my Rift Dragons versus EQ Storm game. Both of them tied for first at 4-0. Both teams have looked semi clean. I know Rift Dragons last week against PSW had a little bit of a sloppy game where they turned it around at like the 23-ish minute mark and came back and took the victory. So I'm gonna go with that one.
I'm never telling you guys my answers again. You copied it. All right. Voxlo.
I'm gonna go with Super Mega Death Rocket versus Aether Esport. Super Mega Death Rocket last week FF'd and because their jungler hit Diamond. Press F to pay respects. I want to see if they can come back stronger and better than ever. They haven't been looking too great. Neither really is Aether, but I expect at least the game to be slightly even skill level, and hopefully that their jungler, whichever one they get, comes out and does well for their team.
Yeah, suffering from success. Aiden, your thoughts?
Fight Club versus GGD.
Any particular reason, or are you just ready to see Fight Club take some W's?
We gotta see Fight Club take another win.
Okay.
Kappa. And I also want to see, in real talk, I want to see how hard Kakari pops off on the,
Wait a minute.
oh, that's toxic calling them. Is it toxic to call them cannon fodder?
Ooh,
Yes.
a little
You
bit.
meant
Yeah,
that.
that's-
Just-
No,
Like-
Fight Club's picking it up, dude. They're picking up speed. They got their a fucking win by destroying the Nexus this season.
yeah.
So I'm
No.
really proud of them for that.
Hey, man.
I'm really proud of them for that.
I think this is the season for Fight Club. Maybe even making playoffs. Should I be so bold?
Ooh,
Ooh,
Be so
all
bold?
right.
Maybe. We'll see. All right, my thoughts
that's
on it.
toxic. That's toxic. Everyone, that's
Well,
so toxic.
I'm not
Listen.
trying to be rude. I'm really not. They may their games aren't looking terrible. Honestly, they got their
Alright.
first real win. Like not a FF or whatever. And like I said, it's not looking bad for them. Like literally no flame, no sarcasm there. So my choice for on stream, I'm gonna go with Rift Dragons versus EQ Storm. Current 1 and 2 in the Dragon group. Fantastic late game last match of the night Friday. Okino and Jules, they're both team captains, both solid bot laners, both pretty big voices on the team. So I think that'll lead to a really good 2v2 in the bot lane, hopefully, and then that'll transition into the team fights into the mid and late game, and then we'll see, who can hopefully take that lead, snowball it, or maybe comeback of the night. We'll see. But that's my choice for the match of the week.
Who do you think's gonna win that game?
Ooh, I'm gonna go. Oh man, that's a really rough one. I hate that you asked me that.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with Rift Dragons. You know what? I got faith in Okito. He's been doing
God
some
damn it.
mad. You think the other one?
No, I think Rift Dragons gonna win too.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
spicy.
That's mostly just a guess because I haven't really looked at too much other than the bot lanes. I'll be honest, but I think it'll definitely be a good game. Again, check us out Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. EST, Twitch TV/Duo Esports. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, this was Tommy Two Time, Big Black Rainbows, Aiden, Boslo, myself, Dota, Duo Esports Season 6. This was our first episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll be on YouTube, and come check it out.
And you know what? You subscribe enough, and you make it a live stream of Vaslo, cooking with Vaslo, and you know what? That'd be a fun time.
That's true. Yeah, come check out the Twitch. Trying to do some rewards to our subscribers. Trying to do a cooking with Vaslo. A couple other things are in the works, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys next week.